their faces pop up? Oh,
no, they won't pop up. It will just be us.
okay.
All right, guys, she's here. I promised it, and she said yes. So Katie is with us today. So Katie, just to give you some ideas. So Katie's not familiar with StreamYard. So the reason we use StreamYard is because all three of us have separate team pages, but with StreamYard, we can put this as a live in all three pages at the same time. So some questions might pop up. If they do, we'll make sure to tell you about them in case you can't see them. But you are talking to 3 different teams all at once right now, team pages. So you guys, just to give you a little background, we did give Katie the questions that some of you sent in, so she has some direction to go. But please, if you think of something, throw it in the chat. But otherwise, I'm going to be quiet because I'm here for Katie too. So take it away, girl.
Oh, goodness. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. And I love your guys' just your kindness. That's like, I don't know if you know the color personalities, but I'm very yellow. My team knows that. Like, they've never been yelled at a day in their life. Like, I am very soft, but there's a fire in me that can't be stopped. So they never let me host IPA trainings because I'm just always like, there's just so much fire in me. And it's because I have a love for this industry. And I think a lot of people get discouraged because they don't like, can we normalize not becoming a 6-figure earner in 5 years? Can we normalize sometimes it takes people longer, and like success loves speed, but it also loves someone who doesn't give up. And I love to tell my team, my personal leader, she hit Millionaires Club in 2019. She's earned big bonuses. I'm doing just fine. And I still haven't hit Millionaires Club. I've missed bonuses. I've never earned a big bonus. So please know that your success doesn't have to come from these seasonal things. It's an ongoing process of who you're becoming. So a 2-minute story on my journey with Lavelle. I love it because it's a roller coaster. I wouldn't have a lot of tips for my team if I was just like, yeah, I hit 200K. It went so fast. Everything's been great. It was a roller coaster. So this is why I honor character over fast growth or fast success. I came in and I promoted to 40K in a month, 80K in 3, and then 200K in my 5th month. The first time I promoted to 200K, it didn't even feel like a promotion because I didn't honor the process. It happened so fast. And I'm going to be very honest because you deserve that. The recognition felt good. It was fun. I loved being the 200K leader. And then 6 months later, I lost it. And I remember waking up and being like, oh my gosh, what am I going to lead my team with? I'm embarrassed. I went through a whole season where I didn't even post my QV. I didn't even post my volume, which, with compliance wise, those are the only things we can post these days. And I remember like God just humbling me and being like, you got to stop taking pictures in front of your car. You got to stop leading with your volume and all of these artificial things because your leadership team is not going to value you for your rank or how much money you make or your sales. They're going to value like all of the characteristics, of the heart of a leader. And leadership has nothing to do with QV and rank. And one of my best friends, Courtney Glaser, on a training I did with her, she said, when I hit Millionaires Club, they took my bad checks and my good checks. So 6 months later, I lost my rank for 18 months. And listen to me right now. During those 18 months, I would never take it back because I learned more about humbling myself, resilience, tenacity, all of the things that a big paycheck never could have taught me. And when I maintained 200K, it was February 2020. It was the first time I got it back. That was when I truly felt like I hit it for the first time because I walked through a season of struggle. I walked through a season of proving to myself I can lose it and get it back 10 times stronger. And in those 18 months, I stopped focusing on my personal success and I got my other leaders to rise. Like, it's not just about, oh, how great can you be? It's the ability to rise other people and say, oh, rank loss. Let me hold your hand. I've walked through that. Oh, a leader left your team. I've been through that. Let me show you. You can't just honor the success and the bonuses and the rank advancements. You have to honor being captain of the ship in all seasons for your team. So I'm celebrating 5 years with Lavelle this coming October. And I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be a thriver.
Sorry, I was muted. No, I love that you talk about losing your rank because I don't think there's a single person here that hasn't lost their rank. Mm-hmm. But so we gave you some questions. I'm going to let you dive into those whenever you're ready.
Yes. Do you mind reading them? Because I'm on my phone and they're on my Instagram.
I will gladly read them.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Pull them up. Sorry, I was not prepared.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Okay, our first question. If you could change the way you did business when you first started, what would it be?
Yes, I'm going to give you the full, blunt, honest answers. I would have not rush into the luxury vehicle option. I got so obsessed with, oh, I got to look like her and I got to post like her and I got to be like all these other leaders. And y'all, I went out and got a BMW with a $550 credit score. Like, who does that? I didn't, I wanted to keep up with the Jones. So I really, really look back. I don't regret anything because it taught me, but if I were to change something, I would just change, not trying to like, fasten your success. Just enjoy everything. What we do, we're not paid to be influencers. We're not paid to go viral on TikTok. We are paid to sell thrive. That's what we do. We recruit, we build. Network marketing is learning how to network and learning how to market your products and be a proud recruiter. Recruiting is confidence. You are care. I always tell my team, I'm like, why are you walking around here embarrassed? You're carrying another woman's blessing. When you start walking and being bold about being in network marketing, I was just as proud 10 years ago in my first company, my first year. I only made $5,000, y'all. I was on Wick, and I remember going into the middle of the day, because when you're on Wick, girl, if you grab the wrong block of cheese, like, you are holding up the line. And I remember handing out my business cards, swiping my Wick checks. I couldn't honor God and people please at the same time. It's very unbiblical. I had to choose one or the other. And if God positioned me to be here and be a leader in network marketing, I wanted to honor the process. So stop trying to rush your success. Some of my greatest leaders, they went 12K in 12 months. They went 40K in 2 years. And I'll be straight up, all my people who built fast or they got a lot of placement and didn't honor the paychecks, they're gone. My leaders now who are 12K and above, they've honored the process, and the ones who hit their VIPs and hit this in 30 days, and then the first time they hit adversity, they crumble, and then they go to 4 different companies. Like, no one's inspired. The women I look up to, which I think you need to hear this because it's all over social media, you will get distracted. The women that I look up to and take advice from have been in the same company for at least 5 to 7 to 10 years. I am very protective of who I take advice from because, like, I'm not inspired if you go from company to company, hit 6 figures by cross recruitment. I'm inspired by the woman who's been with the same company for 7 to 10 years and sticks it out and builds resilient leadership. So please, please know you will get distracted. And sometimes distractions, they can disrupt your purpose. And I really had to be rooted. I'm proud of what we sell. I am so proud of our products. I am so grateful I'm not on slanging shakes that make you lose 10 pounds in 10 days if not get your money back. I'm proud that we're not a weight loss company. I'm proud that our products are premium quality. And I just wouldn't have rushed anything. I just would have honored the process a lot more.
Okay, so these next two kind of go together. It's a lot of questions, so I'll repeat it anytime you want. It says that you are so inspirational to so many leaders. I would love to know how you lead your personal team. Do you host regular team Zooms? Do you hype them up in group chats? How do you balance being a leader with your personal business? Mm-hmm. As well as you've been very open about losing rank for 18 months. What actions did you do to what did you start implementing with your personal team to build again? So it's a lot of like, how did you build your team? How do you balance that? How do you do your day to day?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to tackle these in 3 sections. So the first one is everything you do has to be duplicatable. Okay. Everything like leadership, it starts at the top. So whatever you're doing, your team's not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. So I want my team to know, like, okay, Katie's waking up. Oh, there she is. Her quartz countertops. There's her capsules. And then she's in her Bible. Oh, she's reading a book. She's spending time with her kids. She was off her stories for 2 to 3 hours at a time. I don't want to show my team that I didn't build time freedom to sit on Instagram all day. I'm not letting my business and my phone own me. My phone is not an idol. I get to pick and choose when I want to work. So I think it starts with showing your team what leadership looks like. And leadership is not always being a top recruiter. It's being consistent in everything you do. You don't just have to look up to people who hit all these things. It's about who's showing up every single day. So I always share this with my leaders. I don't train them on IPAs. My leaders should know, we have our work with me Zooms. We have work with me's Monday through Friday, morning and PM, someone different hosts them. You have to have that community because people, they don't know how to build a network. They don't know how to post reels. They don't know how to do all these things. So we have work with me's Monday through Friday, 2 times a day. And then we have multiple trainings a week. I always tell my team, girl, you don't got to hop on all these, hop on whatever ones you want. They're always uploaded and recorded. But like I said, I don't train my leaders on IPAs, my leaders should be resourceful. They should know, okay, if I'm struggling with customers, I'm going to go to the team page and search the word customers and find videos. So I train my team on, I love listening to John Maxwell. He is like my favorite person to listen to when it comes to leadership. And one of my favorite things I learned from him is the 5 levels of leadership. And I want to read this to you because I shared this with my leaders the other day. So there's 5 levels to leadership. Okay. Level 1 is the lowest form of leadership. It's called positional and title. And this means that people are just following you because they have to. People are following you because of your rank. People are following you because they don't know any better. And it's you'll get the very least amount of energy, effort, and like that hunger from your team because they're just following you because of your rank or your title, right? So to move on to the next level, level 2 leadership is permission. And a lot of this is built through relationships. So he says that people follow you because they want to. Okay. An attitude of serving other people without ever gaining anything back. This is the thing with network marketing is you can't just go out there and try to get on your Instagram story to get a quick sale. What we do is seasonal. There are seasons where my inbox is popping and I'm like, I am so great at what I do. And then like 5 days goes by and I'm like, I posted about samples 5 days in a row and no one's reached out. I post that I'm doing this off promoter packs. It's normal. You go through seasons. Sometimes my Instagram stories are popping and sometimes I'm like, am I even good at this anymore? But I don't get in my own head and sit in a pity party. So it's seasonal. So please know that happens to leaders where we have months of momentum and we have months where maybe our PPA is not big, but we're burying our head in books and we're training our leaders and we're building and rising that leadership. So with level 2 and positional, you listen well. One of my favorite things is when I'm around my team or on a Zoom, I do 30% of the talking and let them do 70% of the talking, especially if it's Q&A. I want them to, you can't create connection with your team through surface level. Like if you're just out here and it's your car and your volume and your rank, they're going to get tired of that. They need to see your heart. And I truly believe like you have to like pray your way. I prayed pride out of my way. Like, God, I don't want my team to look up to me for X, Y, and Z. I need them to see the resilience inside me. Okay. How you treat others. This plays a big role. I'll never forget years ago, I was around 2 women, the very same rank. And I remember it was my second year in network marketing. One of them made you feel like you were small, like they were so great that you weren't worthy to sit at their table. And the other one, when she walked in a room, she made you feel important. She made you feel seen. She made you feel heard. And I'll never forget, and I still follow that woman, same company, multimillionaire. The way she made me feel when I was only making $500 a month, she made me feel like I was a millionaire because she made people feel seen. So please know, like this is where the Bible tells us, if you're not faithful with few, you're not going to be faithful with many. Like don't expect God to bless you with thousands and millions if you're not even stewarding the couple hundred he's giving you. And that goes with, you got a $400 check. Don't go buy a Gucci belt. Go like that's your kids, your daughter's preschool for the next 4 months. Like put it in the savings account. Know what it's like to build a $10,000, $20,000 savings account. We're not here to be Instagram popular and Instagram famous, right? I'll go through these really fast. Level 3, this is where the momentum starts to kick in. Okay. This is production and results, and you produce by example. You gain credibility by the behavior you model. Like I said, people do what they see. Okay. So the behavior you model, what are you modeling as the leader? We always are like, oh, I want to go in and roll. I need my next rock star. I need this. Leaders are not found. They are developed. Leaders are not discovered because even when I bring people in and they're mass recruiters, 90% of the time when they build that fast, we got to work on their mindset the next 6 months because they don't know how to face adversity. So please know leaders are not found. They're not just popular girls on Instagram that you go and find. They are developed. And I don't know about you, but I would rather go 3 months and enroll one woman with integrity and vision and faith and heart and resilience than 20 people on a 200 pack who are hot and cold. I don't care about like how many people I bring in. I care about the quality of people I bring in. Okay. Level 4. This is one of the highest ones. This is when you start to develop people. You start recruiting better and you recruit well. I'm not signing anybody who's ready with a credit card and $200. Because if I sign them up and they're full of fear, guess what? The day they get their products, they're full of fear. I want to attract high performers. Okay. And high performers honor the struggle. I already know what it's like to have your team crumble, to have like, I want to attract high performers, and high performers, they honor the struggle. They don't try to dodge it. Okay. So level 4, you equip people. So that means when you see someone who has great speaking skills, you say, hey, I want you to host our work with me's in September on Tuesdays. You call out their strengths. You don't focus on their weaknesses. So you recruit them right? But then you got to develop them. You get them in positions to lead. You get them to say, you know what, you're really good at products. I want you to do an updated product training on our team page. Call out the light and the strengths that you see in your rising leaders and let them do things on their own. Level 5, this is the highest form of leadership, and it only needs one sentence. This is called the pinnacle level. And this is, you've done it so well for so long that people respect you. That is the ultimate goal, to do what you do so well that people respect you. Listen, when you go to my page, you are barely ever going to see, hi, I'm a 200K and this is how much money I make. You are going to see a woman who is resilient about reading my Bible, leading Bible studies. I just enrolled in Bible school. I will not be put in a box. I will not allow anyone to say, you're just a network marketer. No, I will have all these gifts inside of me and I will use them in every platform that God has called me to. And I can't go to levels of excellence in my leadership, in my life, to speak on stages for Jason and Paul if I'm sitting in a box trying to please people. Not everyone's going to like you when you succeed. Not everyone's going to clap for you when you're posting about your products every day. But if you know you're called to be there and to do it, you show up with resilience. Can you ask the next question? Sorry.
No, that's okay. How do you balance being a leader with your personal Thrive business also? So obviously you're leading people, you're getting to that pinnacle state, but then on the flip side, you have to be attracting customers and getting your own PPA. How do you work on that?
Mm-hmm. That's a very simple answer for me. You grow beyond your title. Okay. I very instill. I talked about this at Palooza. I'm vision focused. And I think that's a beautiful gift from the Lord. Is I like when my paychecks go down, or like you guys, what's seasonal? We're in sales. My family owns a brick and mortar. They know that there are seasons to this business, and it's not something to be ignored. It's not something to worry about. When you know what you're building inside, you don't worry about the fruit that's going to produce when you're always planting and sowing seeds. Okay, so please know that. And it's kind of like that parable in the Bible of the 2 foundations, and one withered in a storm and one was there and the foundation was so strong. My foundation of my Lavelle business is not built on, oh, I have all of this. I know what it's like to lose rank for 18 months. I know what it's like to literally have more negative bank account alerts in 1 month than direct deposits. And I also know the complete side of the other side of that mountain. I know what it's like to wake up and you get that alert from your bank and it's a negative alert. And I know what it's like to have 5 figures in 1 week. And I'm telling you, my excitement and my passion was just as high and on top of the world when there was negative bank alerts. When 4 years ago, it was my son's birthday and I was in a season of rank loss. And you guys, I had to wait till my money hit my account to take him to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not kidding. It was a Tuesday. We got paid and I had to wait until the money hit my account. And I remember just like praying. I was refreshing my email like, God, let this load. I was so broke that I had to wait for that money to hit to go to Chuck E. Cheese. And I look back at those moments, and that's where my resilience was built. My vision and my faith in this industry, it was not built when I had a big paycheck or had my biggest year. It was when I walked through valleys where people were leaving. People are going to say hurtful things about you. I'm telling you, when you are a woman of God, you are going to intimidate some demons and other people. And especially when you start to love network marketing and who you're becoming, and you're a proud network marketer, you're going to intimidate other people. And I will not allow the lack of belief that people have in themselves to like push that on me. If God has positioned me to be here, and this is the heart check and a motive check, I don't perform for my Instagram. Like if you go to my Instagram, then 90% of my content is my faith. I'm very biblically based, but I'm not afraid to say that network marketing is one of the highest paid professions in the world. It creates more female millionaires than any other industry. And I've seen too many of my friends change their life, become 6-figure moms, millionaire moms, for me to not say, you know what, I want a piece of that pie. Who cares if it takes 7 years, 8 years? I will walk through that fire every day to build that kind of freedom. Because I'm not going to tell my kids, Summer, Braxton, you can be anything you want. Well, why aren't you, Mom? Why'd you give up, Mom? I can't afford to have that conversation. I want them to know that you can start at 0, doesn't matter if it takes 10 years to become a millionaire. You show up and you build it with vision. So that's the answer. I lead my team with vision.
Okay. So kind of more nuts and bolts of it. Mm-hmm. So you said you do work with me's and you have like multiple trainings. Do you also do like lots of chats with your individual promoters? Do you do like welcome calls? Like what are the things, like technical things in your business that you feel like you have, like that's a, you got to have it kind of thing?
Yes, absolutely. So duplication is everything. So when I first sign a promoter, I'm not their boss. I'm not going to be blowing them up every day. We have a guide that I walk them through. So when you come to our team page, and I'm sure you guys have this, the pinned post, we have a welcome video. It's about 20 minutes long. And I don't just welcome them in on like, oh, like I spit that fire in them. I let them know that they're a part of something life-changing. And I tell my team, you can't just give me 3 to 6 months. Give this business a year, 2 years to change your life. So they have a really good welcome video that has fire, how to get started. We have a breakdown of our VIPs because people need to know the foundation and the roadmaps. The VIP is getting your products for free. We have just different leaders who have videos pinned to the top. And I feel like that's built the most duplication because everyone knows when I sign a new promoter, I don't have to overwhelm myself. Oh, I'm going to tag them in the welcome video. I'm going to let them know the schedule. Every month we pin our schedule to the top, the work with me's, the trainings. And no, I don't hype my team up in chats. I'll send them sermons. I'll send them music, but I'm not like, if your credit score looks the same as it did a year ago, that should wake you up. You know what I mean? Like I want to run with women who are hungry. I can't afford to sit with you. I will jog with you, walk with you, run with you, but I can't afford to sit. And like, I feel like that motivation is fleeting. People have to be inspired for what they're building. So I'm in my chats, but not all day because I feel like that's not productive. So having duplication in your team page with a welcome video, a schedule, a training, if you're into making workbooks and Canvas and all that, go ahead and do that. But I feel like everything I do needs to be duplicated. And if I'm creating a million things, it's more chaotic than it is duplicatable.
Perfect. Okay. And so then kind of on the similar thing, but talking about like, so when you lost rank, I know like for me personally, anytime I've lost rank, I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? What's like, where's the team at? What's happening? Did I lose track of people? Like what's going on? When you lost rank and you were like, okay, sis, I got to do this myself. I got to build everybody back up. Did you change the way you started communicating with your team? Did you did you have to change something, or was it that someone left and you lost rank and it took you that long to find somebody else?
I lost rank because the success, when it says it's sustainable, it was built so fast that like the first time we hit a storm, everyone left and went to the next best thing. Right. I got back to my power place. I got back to what makes me feel good. And I tell my team, if you follow me on Instagram, you're never going to see a Canva or an Unfold story. I'm very, very big with leading with my voice and my face. And I lost that because I got comfortable and I got back to my Facebook lives. I love unboxing my products in my kitchen on a Facebook live, showing people how I'm packaging up my samples. It's the simplicity of showing people why you love Thrive. And I got away from that because I was trying to build and create like other leaders. Oh, she's really good at Canva, so I need to go there. And God's like, I gave you the voice and the heart that you did because it can't be put in a graphic on an app. I need you to get your voice on a live. I need you to go live on your Instagram. I need you to build this way. When you try to water yourself down and build like other leaders, I feel like you lose your power place and your juice. So I got back to what makes me happy, and that's selling samples, Facebook Live, going live in my team page whenever I feel that nudge. You can't lead your team behind a keyboard. You can't just tell them what to do and make a bunch of cute posts. They gotta feel your fire. And it's such a gift that we have video, that we have Instagram, Facebook, all these things for your team to feel your heart. So I did lots of lives. I started developing that in other leaders. We did a Bible study together. I was like, listen, we're done. We're done with the worldly trends. Well, I don't want y'all to be a bunch of influencers. We did a Bible study together. And I feel like that shaked the gates of hell. And we all started realizing like, oh my gosh, like my heart posture was I wanted to be seen and I wanted to be noticed. And then it just transitioning into like, God positioned me to be here and I'm going to build and create and post everything Holy Spirit led. And when you go to my page, sometimes you get, that fire network marketer. And sometimes you get me in tears in my kitchen because something I read in my Bible is wrecking me. God can't bless me if I'm just 90% of who he's called me to be. I need to step into that version of myself. And you can't do that looking at other people's lives all day on Instagram. Set that screen time. Give yourself that grace to say, you know what? I can't lead like her. I can't post like her. I'm not going to have a success story like her, but God's going to use me in so many different ways. Like, you got to stop the comparison game because it takes your joy away from what you're building.
Okay, last question. And this was not one that I sent you, but I kind of talked to you about it in our message that we had prior to this. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of, I'll say we have some fellas on the team, but mainly women. And very often I hear people say, well, I'm doing well. How can I want to do more? I've already achieved this and we have a home. And how do you explain to people that they are worthy and beyond their imagination, and that it's not selfish to become successful because their success can be used for others? Like we have people that literally will stop themselves because they're like, I've asked enough. I'm being selfish now. I don't need to be, more.
Yeah. I love that question. And that's a really deep question. The Bible tells us to be the salt and the light. It's like one of my favorite Bible verses, being the salt and the light of the earth. And when you said the word selfish, I'm like, it's selfish not to share this business. Every time I get in my Cadillac, knowing, y'all, my Cadillac, I pay $2 a month for it. How selfish of me to not talk about that once a week. We live in a generation where women are clothing themselves and I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not like her. Lies. What a gift to be able to get on your social media and to be that light. And you get to do that through a business. I am unashamed. I used to be embarrassed. I had seasons where I was embarrassed to be in network marketing because if you've been here for a while, we used to get bashed for it a lot. And now it's like, it's a gift. This business is a gift. And how shameful of me to sit in this house that Lavelle bought. Oh, well, I've already made it, so I guess I'm not going to share it with anyone else. Get out of that selfish mindset. And this is where you have to have that heart posture and that motive check and say, God, connect me with the right people. Show me where to be the salt and the light on these apps. And I would say in 2022, when I started leading differently, 2021, I had customers come to me and say, I saw your video about, your Christian ways. Mike, I have customers who come to me from my podcast. I have people who find my TikTok videos or a Facebook Live opportunity event I did in 2019, 2020. This business is a gift, and it's selfish to sit back and say, well, I'm good. I'm coasting. I'm a 12K. Why don't you go pop 5 new 12Ks over the next year? There are families right now who are fighting over bills. There are moms crying themselves to sleep, crying on the way to daycare, but you've made it, right? So you're going to sit back. That is that selfish mindset where the Bible tells us to multiply our gifts. And that parable in the Bible where, the master gave I'm sorry, I just got to share it. The master gave, 3 different people the talents. 2 of them went and multiplied, and the other one was so scared he buried it. And when he came back, he's like, you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. That's not just with kids. That's with our gifts, our voice, our light, this business. So go out there and multiply your team. Like, if you knew that Jason and Paul were going to have you on stage next year as a 200K, how would your social media look today? How would your conversations go? What would your follow-ups be like? If you knew that you were going to be a 200K April of 2023, you knew that you were going to have a multiple 5-figure month, how would you share the business today? How would you show up with your team today? How would you handle that adversity and that fire coming your way? I guarantee you wouldn't give up. That's what I'll end it on. When my team always asks me, what are your tips? What are your tips? I'm like, giving up scares me. I never want to go back to a life of struggle. So I will continue to build and prosper where I'm at and bloom. Like, you can throw cement on me and I'm still going to find a way to bloom because God, there's favor on my life, and I will not sit in a season of pittiness. I will, leaders rise in dark seasons. They don't dwell in them. You got to rise.
Oh, I love that last quote. So we did get a question that popped in there, so I kind of lied. We have one more question for you. Yeah. It says, samples, you are the queen of them. Give us the deets. Do you give them away? Do you sell them? How do you do them?
Hand in hand. If they want a 3-day mini from my back office, I normally do those for free because I get them for free. If they want to customize it with shake flavors, I do them for $25. Samples changed my life in the beginning. That's how I paid my rent. That's how I paid my bills. This is the thing, is we overcomplicate it. You don't need a fancy post. You don't need do all the things. Why are you taking Thrive? Okay, you popped your capsules, you boomerang them at 8 in the morning. Show people you're on your treadmill. There are women who don't even have the energy to get up and go to the gym. I think some of us have been here for so long. We're so used to our products and we feel good. And that's where the selfish thing comes in. It's like, you don't have to be popular on Instagram. You don't have to be, getting all these likes. It's the fact of, I want to serve someone today. I want to help someone today. How can I do that with my products? These products are incredible. So don't be afraid to find 100 different ways to share the capsules, the shake, the DFT, all of our products. I'm up in my stories all the time. I'm Facebook Live in my kitchen all the time. I just listen to the Holy Spirit and I connect with people. I don't overcomplicate it. Working out of our head doesn't build any connections with people.
Okay, well, I feel like I need to go run circles right now. I'm super, my cup is overflowing. Sam, Lindsay, do you have anything you want to ask or add real quick before we let her go?
Thank you for taking us to Thrive Church. I think the main thing that I want for people to get out of this is your niche is Jesus, first and foremost. And your Thrive life is led out loud through him. And so we're all sitting here worrying about trying to find who we are. You know who you are, guys. Don't lose sight of that. Whoever you are, just be a thriver at that as well, because that's exactly what Katie's doing right now. She is a Jesus-led woman that is, her Thrive life is just a part of that, and they go hand in hand. And I feel great. Samantha, wrap us up in a bow, babe.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of that. I had goosebumps a lot because you guys, for those of you that are watching this, like, yes, we asked Katie to come do this for us, but really selfishly, it was for us. We wanted to hear from her too. And those of you who are on my team, you know that you've been challenged to speak in your stories every single day for the full E60 challenge. And I think Katie just backed that up and validated why that's important. You've got to use your voice. And I think that's the one thing that, and Katie, you called me out because I'm the Canva queen.
No, I love Canva.
So I was like, oh my gosh, she's calling me out. But you know what? You're so right. Like, using your voice is important. And that's part of the reason why that's a challenge for my whole team, because I know I need to be better at that. So I'm going to be stalking you and watching what you're saying and getting ideas from you, because you're right. You cannot idolize somebody who just got started. And the people who join this company and they're 200K in 2 weeks, and people watch that and they get jealous and envious and they think, well, if she can do it, then I definitely can't do it. And that's not the case. That's not true. It takes heart and determination and faith. It takes faith. So thank you for being here for us. Thank you for pouring into us and just bringing the fire, because I'm going to have to rewatch this and take more notes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
All right.
Bye, Katie. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Have a good day.